Good, fam. What's up with you, man? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. Hey, man, listen. First off, I want to welcome everybody to the channel. And like I always say, fam, if you're new here, I want you to be here. So think about hitting that subscribe button as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. Now, for those of you who like a good read, man, I want y'all to go and check this out right here. Go on Amazon, check out Little Duke Boy. It's written by a good friend of mine, Neil Chaffin. It's about his life, man, and it's a real good story, man. If you like a real redemption story, man, from a guy who started from somewhere where a lot of black young guys start from, man, and he was able to turn his life around. It's a really good book, man. Your boy's in the book, you know what I'm saying? So go check it out, man. Go on Amazon, check it out. It got real good ratings on Amazon, so I want y'all to check that out, fam. You know what I mean? Little Duke Boy, go to Amazon and check it out. Now, to this boxing thing, man. Deontay Wilder, man. For those of you who've been under a rock or something, man, Deontay Wilder was defeated by Tyson Fury a couple weeks ago, man. And it was a one-sided beatdown, man. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on right now, man. People talking about, the Fury's gloves, and you know what I'm saying. I know that there was a blow behind the head in the third round, and Wilder never recovered from that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all the glove shit. You know what I'm saying? It looks a little funny, it looks a little fishy, but you know what I'm saying? I can't speak on that because I'm not qualified to speak on that. But what I am qualified to speak on is I seen Tyson Fury punch Deontay Wilder in the back of the head. I don't think it was on purpose, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, it was an illegal blow, and sort of like the fight with AJ. AJ got caught on a sort of by the ear, you know what I mean, by Andy Ruiz in the same round, you know what I mean? Ironically, in the same round, and he never recovered, you know what I mean? The equilibrium was all off balance, man. Wilder never looked right from the beginning of that fight, you know what I'm saying? He never looked right from the beginning of the fight. I don't know what was going on with him. If he had some problems going on in the dressing room, if he had some personal problems going on, but Wilder did not look right, at the beginning of this fight, man. And for all the people who, I've said this in videos, previously, right after the fight, but for all the people who's taking and running with this narrative that Deontay Wilder said that, the suit was too heavy and, all these excuses, man. I say to that, man, have you yourself, have you heard Deontay Wilder give any excuse about the suit? Have you heard it come from his mouth? No, you haven't, man. You heard it from, these media guys who got, they want to create their own narratives, man, and you know what I'm saying? They put out stories to get clicks, to get attention, man. You know what I'm saying? My fam, Lewis Coleman, what's up with your fam? He says Wilder needs to come in with less weight. He was more heavy than he usually was, and I may play a part in it. You know what I'm saying? I know Wilder wanted to bulk up. I know he wanted to bulk up to be able to deal with Fury's weight, but you know what I'm saying, you still outweighed by 40 pounds, man, and that extra weight on you, that affected Wilder's movement. He wasn't able to move like he usually moved, man. But Tyson Fury did say that he felt Deontay was a little stronger in there with that weight. He felt that his jab was a little stronger, you know what I mean? So that weight, man, helped him, you know what I mean, in that sense, but he wasn't as athletic, as elusive as he usually be, man. Deontay Wilder, man, is a guy who thrives off of his confidence, you know what I mean? So we need to find out if Deontay Wilder has lost any confidence, if he's still the same guy, You know what I mean? If he still got the confidence that he had walking into, the first Fury fight, then I believe that Deontay Wilder can be better. Now the question is, him bringing in George Foreman, can George Foreman help him to be successful against Tyson Fury? George Foreman was a big puncher. George Foreman was a champion. George Foreman is a guy who knows how to come back from a loss, be it 20 years later or whatever, man. But he knows what Wilder's going through. Maybe he can help him mentally get back on track. But I don't know if George Foreman can lay out a game plan for Wilder. Like, have you ever seen Foreman train anybody? You know what I mean? I haven't seen Foreman train anybody, but I do believe that he has some wisdom that he can give. I'm just not sure that he can lay out a plan for Wilder to execute and be successful, man. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, man, if, Foreman can actually bring something to the table, But we'll see, man. I would have preferred someone else, maybe like a Lennox Lewis, you know what I'm saying? We seen the video years ago where, they was out in the parking lot and young Deontay was out there with the champ at the time, Lennox Lewis, and Lennox Lewis was kind of, demonstrating how to throw a jab properly, man. I think Lewis would be able to help Deontay, tremendously, man. You know what I mean? I wish he would have brought somebody in like that, or maybe a guy like Ronnie Shields who has dealt with a lot of champion heavyweights in the past. You know what I mean? Buddy McGirt. You know what I mean? Guys like that who has that experience with heavyweights. I heard guys mentioning Derrick James and Kenny Porter and guys like that. Who are great trainers, very good coaches, but they don't train heavyweights. You know what I mean? A heavyweight is a whole different ball game, whole different dynamic. You can't, heavyweight cannot do the things that a welterweight can do, that a middleweight can do. So, you got to know, know what the big men, how the big men move. Lewis Coleman said Mayweather could help Wilder, but Mayweather would make it all about him. So I say no to Mayweather. Yeah, I think Mayweather could make Wilder better. I think he would be a good fit, man. But like you said, Mayweather is very self-centered. Mayweather is a guy who relishes in the limelight, man. He don't want to let it go. You can look at Tank's career. He can't even, jumpstart Tank's career because every press conference that he's at with Tank, he wanna take the shot. He wanna answer questions for Tank. He wanna, start talking about his career. There's all these variables that come into play when Mayweather's involved. Now, can Mayweather come in and be successful, help the pay-per-view be successful? Yeah, absolutely, man. Mayweather is the biggest boxing star in history. You know what I mean? Across the world, Mayweather is known. And if Mayweather is in the training camp with Deontay Wilder, that's going to bring a lot of eyes to the camp. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring a lot of eyes to the camp and, thus bring more pay-per-view buys, man. My man Lewis Coleman says Mayweather is a media whore. Absolutely, no doubt, man. That's what he's best at, man. You know what I mean? He just loves the limelight. He's over in the UK right now just doing a media tour. Just to run his mouth. You know what I mean? For people to hear him talk, man. You understand what I'm saying? But Deontay Wilder, I think, he needs to really understand what Tyson Fury did to him, understand what Tyson Fury's goal game is, and that is to beat him up. Now, you're the puncher. Deontay Wilder, you're the puncher, the hardest puncher in boxing history. Everybody is talking about how powerful your punch is. I think he needs to be more aggressive. Almost from the jump, Deontay Wilder was on the back foot. He was on the back foot almost from the jump, man. he start backing up to Tyson Fury, trying to counterpunch, and, this jab wasn't effective because every time he put it up, Tyson Fury put his left hand out and block his jab, you know what I mean? Tyson Fury is long as shit, man. I got to look at the reach difference, man, but it looked like, Deontay Wilder had big trouble trying to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Real big trouble trying to get in there. But Wilder needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be the aggressor. He's the puncher. He needs to meet Fury with force. Don't back up. Don't give him the opportunity to put you on the back foot. Force him to fight off the back foot. You know what I'm saying? Come forward throwing punches. You are the power puncher. Come forward throwing that power. Make Fury feel that power early. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go out, you say you want to go out on your shield, that's how you do it. You don't go out on your shield getting beat up, backing up to the ropes and backing up in the corner. If you want to go out on your shield, you go forward. You're the puncher. You know what I mean? Take your chances that way. Throw them hands. Be aggressive. Meet force with force. And I think that will be the best thing for Tyson Fury. For Deontay Wilder, man. So we'll see what happens, man, with George Forman, if he can help him or not. In other news, man, Canelo Alvarez will be facing Billy Joe Saunders on May 2nd, man. I think this will be a really good matchup. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez has been known to have troubles with guys who can move and who are real technically sound and that can box. Now, Billy Joe Saunders, I agree, did not have a good performance in his last fight. But, excuse me about that, man. But I know it's in him. Billy Joe Saunders' best performance was a couple years ago against David Lemieux. Billy Joe Saunders put on a boxing clinic against David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? If that Billy Joe Saunders shows up May 2nd, we in for a hell of a fight. I know a lot of people just automatically think Canelo going to knock Billy Joe Saunders out. We've seen Billy Joe hurt before. I've seen Canelo hurt before. Billy Joe he sort of reminds me of a Tyson Fury. He does not have a lot of knockouts, so therefore people think he can't punch. You know what I'm saying? But Billy Joe does have a respectable punch, man. He can punch pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If you look back, Trap House Boxing, what's up with your fam? Appreciate you sliding through, man. If you look at that performance that B.J. Saunders put on against Lemieux, he almost knocked Lemieux out. You know what I mean? He almost knocked his ass out. So B.J. Saunders does have respectable power. It's about him willing to take the chances, you know what I'm saying, needed to land them shots. You know what I'm saying? And that usually he does it. Usually he plays it safe and just boxes, you know what I mean, off the back foot and moves around, lateral movement, in and out, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But B.J. Saunders, man, I think he can give Canelo problems. You think about Austin Trout, a boxer, real technical. Erislandy Lara, boxer, real technical. Floyd Mayweather, boxer, real technical. These guys gave Canelo problems, you know what I'm saying? And they all have a couple things in common. That they like to box off the back foot. They like to be real technical, man. So I think B.J. Saunders has a chance in this fight. You know what I mean? I would favor Canelo. Canelo would be the favorite, but B.J. Saunders, if he comes in shape like he should, if he comes in shape and takes it seriously, I think, he can cause Canelo some problems. He's bigger than Canelo. Canelo, you know what I mean? He bulks up and get to the weight that he's supposed to. We just seen the man fight at 175. You know what I mean? So he can get up to the weight, 168, you know what I mean? But Billy Joe Saunders is naturally the bigger guy, But I'm sure Canelo going to put all those stipulations, you know what I'm saying, that he can't weigh in, dismount the next day, and he can't, you know what I mean? All these stipulations that Canelo is known to put on, man. And some people say he got a right to do it. He got a right to do it. He's earned the right to do it. He's the A side. That's what they say. He brings the crowd. He set the tone. He put the asses in the seats. So I don't know, man. What I'm saying? I just wish Canelo, quit putting all these stipulations, man. If you're as bad as they say you are, if you're the pound for pound king and all that shit there, man, then just sign the contract and fight. Don't put all these stipulations in there. Make it a normal, even playing field fight where, the guy come in like he want to come in, by the rules of boxing. But he want to have everything tipped in his favor, man, tipped to his side and put his opponents at a disadvantage from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a really good fighter, man. He's a really good fighter. I'm taking nothing away from him, man, but, he went up in weight, to fight who? Rocky Fielding, who was no match for him. He went up in weight to fight who? The weakest link at 175, Sergey Kovalev. You know what I mean? I think Sergey Kovalev, he was still dangerous and everything like that, but, I didn't like that fight. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev was throwing that weak-ass jab out all night with no intentions of hurting nobody. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. If he was trying to preserve energy or, some people say the fight was fixed and all that shit right there, man. The shit just didn't look right. I mean, the jab was so weak, man. It was like that jab was terrible all night. He was like pity-patting Canelo all night. And then out of nowhere, he gets caught. And what was it, the 10th round, gets caught and hurt and falls on the ropes like he, I don't know about that. Something fishy was about that fight, man. You know what I mean? Canelo, like I said, he's a good fighter, but we'll see, man. We'll see if Billy Joe Saunders comes to win. If he comes to win, we should be in for a good fight. If he's in it to win it, we should be in for a good fight, But if he's not, then, we're going to see. If he's just in it for the money, the biggest payday of his life 3 times over, then we'll be able to figure that out real early. You know what I'm saying? What else I want to talk about, man? Regis, Prograis, and Maurice Hooker. Now, this is going to be a fight, man. This is going to be a fight. Now, for those of you who don't know, Regis Prograis and Maurice Hooker, they got history. They fought in the amateurs. Prograis won. Hooker, he says that, he was robbed. He says that he really won that fight, and the judges got it wrong. They said the people in the crowd was booing. You know what I'm saying? Boxing fans, what's up with you, fam? He says Billy Joe out for the cash. And you may be right, man. And that's what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these guys just want to fight Canelo for the cash. You know what I'm saying? They really don't want to go in there and really try to win. You know what I'm saying? But if Billy Joe Saunders, if he showed up to win, I think it would be a real good fight. But like you said, man, he may be out for the cash. I remember when he was first ready to fight Demetrius Andrade, and Eddie Hearn I think he was about to pay him $2-3 million, and Billy Joe Saunders was over the mountain, over the hills about that $2-3 million. Can you imagine how he feel about this $8 million to fight Canelo? You know what I mean? Shit, man. But back to Regis Prograis, Maurice Hooker, man. These dudes got history. Prograis beat him in the amateurs. I did videos on this months ago, man, where, Maurice Hooker saying, Regis knows what's up with him. He knows that he'll beat him the fuck up and all that type of talk right there, man. And Regis, I think Regis is just going to be too strong for him, man. I think it'll be a good fight for, while it lasts. You know what I'm saying? But, Hooker, I love Hooker. I like him, man. I like his attitude. Had to meet him, had the opportunity of meeting him up at the Turning Stone last year when he fought Les Pierre. Real solid dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Real solid, humble dude. But I think he's in for a rude awakening. But you got to admire both of these dudes who taking this type of fight right now. You know what I'm saying? Regis Prograis coming off an L in a very, very tough fight, tough loss to, Josh Taylor. And I know Maurice Hooker had that, comeback fight with a lesser opponent, got the knockout. But, he got knocked out, man. He was knocked out in his fight before that, man. A brutal knockout. I mean, he was taking some real hellacious shots up on them ropes, man. But obviously he got his confidence, man. He think he can win. He really think he could beat Regis Prograis. And I think it'll be fireworks, man. I think it'll be fireworks while it lasts, you know, until Rougarou gets in the inside and really gets to him. You know, Hooker's chin is not as solid as we would like it. You know what I mean? Hooker has been on his ass, even sat down a few times. My man Trap House says Regis is gonna KO Hooker in the same fashion like he did Undago. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. But one thing for sure is, you know, Hooker ain't no hoe, man. Hooker ain't no hoe. He'll come out there and he gonna let it go. You know what I mean? Sort of like he did with Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? He fought the wrong fight. And I know, you know, Bo Mack is gonna, you know, try to put some sauce on his fighting game and, you know, try to have him work off the jab more because he's the bigger, the longer guy. You know, try to work off the jab. So that should make things interesting early. You know, let's see if he can stick to the plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's the X factor. Will Bo Mack be able to? You know, Bo Mack has been known to help guys' career. Look at Jamel Herring, man. Jamel Herring is an average fighter at best, but over there with Bo Mack, man, he has become world champion. Can he do the same thing with Maurice Hooker? I don't think against Regis Prograis it's going to work. I think this is a bad fight for him, and I think he will be knocked out in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But I do think he'll make a good showing of himself. You know what I'm saying? He always do. You know what I mean? He's a guy who's willing to go out on his shield. He's going to throw them punches. You know what I'm saying? But I just think Regis is going to be too much for him. I think this is a good fight for Regis to get back in the conversation of being one of the best 140-pounders in the world, and this will put him right back in the game, man. Maybe he'll get the Ramirez and Taylor winner sometime, man. You know what I mean? My man Trap House says, "Yep, Hooker is a good European British level champion." He's like, you know what I mean? He's like a guy who, how do I explain this, man? He's gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fight. But against elite level competition, man, you're going to see the talent difference. You're going to see it. You know what I mean? You're going to see it. You're going to see the class difference, man. I guarantee you see the class difference just like you did with Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? I think Regis is got more dog in him than Ramirez and more grit, and he's going to come in there and he's going to fuck Maurice Hooker up, man. You know what I mean? But that's a fight I'm looking forward to. That's a fight that I will be in the building for. It's only a 4-hour drive from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going up there, man. I'm gonna be in the building for that one. Then they got Cecilia Breakers on the card, man. That card is just getting better and better, man. But yeah, man, I just want to come on real quick, man, and you know, with this boxing blast, man, talk about a couple things, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Trap House, man, appreciate you coming through. Lewis Coleman, man, hit the like button for me, man, if you're catching this on the playback or if you're catching this live. I appreciate it, man. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll holla back.